You wake up in the morning and the first thing you feel is not excitement. It is not energy. It is this heavy, dragging exhaustion that sits right in the middle of your chest before you have even moved a single muscle. You lie there staring at the ceiling, and somewhere in the back of your mind you already know how today is going to go. Tired, unmotivated, just getting through it. And the worst part is you cannot even explain why, because you slept, you did your hours. But here you are again, running on empty before the day has even started. If that sounds like you, I need you to stay with me, because what I am about to share with you today is going to completely change the way you think about your body, your energy, and your confidence. And I want to be real with you right now before we go any deeper. Most people are already doing something every single day that is silently draining them without realizing it. And the crazy thing is, the solution is not complicated. It is not expensive. It does not require a gym membership or waking up at 4 a.m. But it does require you to understand a few things that most people have never been told. So stick with me. Now, before we go further, I want to mention something. We have related programs linked down below in the video description that go so much deeper into what we are covering today. Thousands of people have already used them to completely transform how they feel, how they move, and how they show up in the world. Now, I am not going to push you to check them out. Honestly, if you feel like you have already figured this out, those programs are probably not for you. But if there is even a small part of you that knows something needs to change, you might want to take a quick look before you forget.
These things do not stay available forever. Now let me paint you a picture of what your life actually looks like right now. You get through your morning barely. Coffee, maybe another coffee. You sit down to work or take care of your responsibilities, and by midday you are already counting down the hours. Your focus slips. Your patience runs thin.
Someone says something small and it hits harder than it should because you are already running on nothing.
And then the evenings come, and instead of feeling like yourself, you just collapse.
No energy for the people you love. No energy for the things that bring you joy. Just the couch, the screen, and the same cycle starting all over again tomorrow. And here is the part that nobody talks about. The exhaustion is not just physical. It gets inside your head. It starts to whisper things. It tells you that this is just who you are now, that you are not a motivated person, that confident people are just built differently. And you start to believe it. You stop trying new things. You cancel plans. You look in the mirror and you feel disconnected from the person staring back at you. That disconnection is real. And it is happening to millions of people right now who have no idea there is a way out. But here is what the science actually tells us, and this is where it gets fascinating. Exercise does not just change your body. It changes your brain chemistry at a fundamental level. When you move your body with intention, even for a short period of time, your brain releases a cascade of chemicals. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. These are not just feel-good words. These are the actual biological drivers of your mood, your focus, your sense of worth, and your confidence. This is not motivation talk. This is neuroscience that has been studied and confirmed across thousands of research trials. Here is what blows most people's minds. You do not need to exercise for an hour. You do not need to be drenched in sweat. Studies show that as little as 10 to 20 minutes of intentional daily movement can begin to rewire how your brain responds to stress within just a few weeks. Your cortisol levels drop, your sleep quality improves, your energy during the day starts to stabilize, and this is the part that changes everything. Your self-perception shifts. Because when you move your body and you follow through on something you said you would do, your brain begins to trust you. And when you trust yourself, confidence is not something you search for anymore. It becomes something you generate from the inside. Let me take you somewhere for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, and instead of that heavy dread, you feel something different. Not perfect, not magical, just a quiet steadiness. You get up, you do 15 minutes of movement, nothing fancy, just intentional. And as you move, something shifts. Your shoulders drop, your breathing deepens, your mind clears. By the time you sit down for your day, you are already ahead. You handled the first challenge of the day. You kept a promise to yourself. And that tiny win stacks, day after day, week after week. Until one morning you realize you do not recognize the old version of yourself anymore because you have become someone who shows up. Now let me be clear about something important. Not every type of exercise is equal for everyone. This is where most general advice completely fails people. The person who feels completely burned out needs something different than the person who just needs to build momentum. The person dealing with low confidence needs a different starting point than someone who just wants more physical energy. This matters deeply, and it is why the same cookie-cutter advice that floats around everywhere gets ignored. because it does not speak to where you actually are. The best daily movement practice starts with just showing up consistently. Start with what you can actually do, not what you think you should be doing, not what you see other people doing online. Walks count. Stretching counts. Bodyweight movements in your living room count. The goal in the beginning is not transformation. The goal is trust. You are rebuilding a relationship with your own body. And like any relationship, it starts with small, consistent acts, not grand gestures. Here's what happens when you commit to this for 30 days. Research consistently shows that within 30 days of daily movement, people report a measurable increase in their energy levels throughout the day. They sleep better. They are less reactive to stress. They make better food choices naturally without forcing it. And this is the one that stops people in their tracks. They start making different decisions about their life. Bigger decisions. Career moves. Relationship boundaries. Creative projects they had abandoned. Because when your energy is up and your confidence is growing, you start to believe that you deserve more than you have been settling for. This is the ROI that no one tells you about. You invest 20 minutes a day into your body, and the return is not just physical. The return is mental clarity that makes you more effective at everything you do. The return is emotional regulation that saves your relationships. The return is a version of you that your future self is going to look back on with deep gratitude. Now here is who this is not for. If you are the kind of person who is completely satisfied with your energy levels right now, who wakes up feeling clear and motivated every single day, who has total confidence in who you are and where you are going, then none of this applies to you, and that is genuinely wonderful. But if somewhere in this video you felt seen, if something I said hit close to home and you thought, yes, that is exactly how I feel, but I did not have the words for it, then you already know what you need to do. The biggest thing standing between you and the life you can feel but cannot quite reach yet is not more information. It is a structure that meets you where you are and walks you forward from there. And that is exactly what the programs linked below in the video description are designed to do. They are not for people who are comfortable staying the same. They are for people who are done waiting for the right moment because they understand that the right moment is the one they create right now. The longer you wait, the more days pass that feel like the ones we talked about at the beginning. You already know what those days cost you. The question is how many more of them you are willing to accept. Everything you need to get started is waiting for you in the description.